What's up, you guys? Welcome back to another video. In this video, we're going to be talking about, do you know your value? It's a real question. Many people feel like you have to be successful, or you have to have a lot of girls, or you have to have a lot of material things for you to be valued, right? Maybe it's that you have to be the smartest one in the room. Maybe it's that, you have all the group of friends that like you. Maybe it's that you're a handsome or a beautiful person. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that's what brings you value. But the real question is, do you know where your value comes from? You know what I'm saying? Where does your value come from? Does it come from those things, or does it come from you knowing your own value? Do you know your own value? That's a real question. It is a real question, because many people feel like it has to come from other things. You are valuable no matter what. First off, you're valuable because of how God has made you. You're already valuable for the person that you are. And if you're around people that don't feel like you're valuable, then you need to switch out your circle. But the second thing is that if you feel like you aren't valuable because you don't have the material things, or you don't have the other things that make you feel like you need to be considered valued, then question where your heart is at. You know what I'm saying? You have to know how much you're already valued without all these other things. Who are you as a person, and what value do you carry? The value that you could carry could be just walking into the room and making someone smile that's already been going through something. You know what I'm saying? It could be you giving $20 to a homeless person that really needs the money for them to actually go purchase a meal or something. It doesn't have to be something fantastic or something major for you to feel like you're valuable. You're valuable regardless. And what people in the world think about is that their value has to come from someone, or it has to come from something. But the value is already in you. You know what I'm saying? You're valuable. And the thing is, you have to know how much you're worth and know your value. It's like going to a job interview and it's saying, hey, well, the job is saying, hey, we want to pay you $40,000, or we want to pay you $30,000, but you know that you're worth 65 or 70, right? You have to say, look, I know my value that I can bring to this company. I know what type of things and the skills that I have that are required for this company. So I would want something higher. If they can't give that to you, just like a normal person, then you have to relocate. Go find someone that can see the value that you have, right? It's just like life. I look at life like job applications, because in life, you're meeting all these different people, right? Excuse me. You're looking at what's the best opportunity and what's the best fit for me. What's the best friend group to be around? What's the best relationship to be a part of, right? Things that are in your life, you're trying to find the value and see what you can quote unquote qualify for. That way you guys can match each other's value. You know what I'm saying? Again, if a person is trying to give you less than what you're already valued at, then you're settling for less than what you're valued at, if that makes sense. Like I said, if a person's trying to give you that $30,000 paycheck, but you know that you're worth $65,000, then you need to find someone that's going to give you $65,000. And it doesn't always have to be relationship wise. It could be easily friendships. It could be the people in your family. It could be interactions that you have on a consistent basis. It could be coworkers. It could be managers. It could be whatever connection. But you have to know your personal value. And if you don't know your value, then it makes it difficult for other people to know your value, right? You're a walking billboard. So the way that you carry yourself, the way that you, the persona that you give off, that I'm worth this much, or this is how much value I have, or that I can bring to the room, depends on you. You can't walk around looking like you need a place to stay, and yet you're saying my value is this much. It makes it difficult for you to actually want to be able to achieve the things that you want to achieve, and have people in your life that's like, look, this is exactly what I want to accomplish. But the people in my circle don't see the value of me even being successful. So they're not going to give they're not going to invest their time, or they're not going to actually, what would I say? They're not going to want to increase the value of my life. If anything, you're increasing the value of theirs. You have more knowledge than them. Maybe you have more finances than them. Maybe you have more connections than them. Again, you're being more of a fountain to them, and they're being more of a drain to you, because they don't see your value. So you got to make sure you're being cautious of what people are in my life to know who I'm giving my value to. And then, like I said, do you even know your own value? Knowing your own value, I feel like, is one of the most key things in life. You got to know your own value. You do. And if you don't know your own value, then figure out your value. Why do you feel like you don't have that much value in your life? I feel like I've already screwed up so much. I feel like no one likes me. I've had, failed relationships. I've had failed jobs. I've had failed careers. I didn't even graduate from this school. I didn't even, I wasn't successful in this certain area. I feel like a failure already. Like, why do you feel like you don't have any value? And then question, how is your relationship with God to know who you are in Him? Because if you feel like you're a failure, feel like you're not where you want to be at, so that dictates your value, then no wonder why you feel like you have a low self-esteem and a low value. So I say those things to say you need to have your own type of value. You need to. And you have to know how much you are worth, right? There's no price tag that anyone could buy you for. There's no reason that you should be settling for less than what you have already acquired, or the things that you are actually valuable for, right? People in the world are always like, oh, I got with this person, I feel like I'm settling for less. Then why are you with that person? It sounds like you're unhappy. And anytime that person doesn't meet your needs, then you're like, oh, I want to go after someone else. I want to, chase after something that's going to actually fulfill the value that I feel like I have, right? I feel like, this job doesn't pay me enough, so I'm going to go somewhere else that I feel like I can be more qualified, that can see my value. Okay, well, like, I don't see why this school is, trying to get me to have this, and this. Instead, I want to go to this school that I feel like I can actually excel at, that I can actually be able to grow at. There's so many different things in the world that you can be able to use it for. But the thing is that you have to know your value. At the end of the day, where does your value come from? And why do you feel like you're valuable? Okay, well, I feel like, I got this, and this going on for me, so that makes me valuable. Again, those things could bring value to you, but they don't make you valuable. Not always. So you got to know the difference. Does the value come from the people in your life and the things that you have, or does it come from knowing your own value and your own self-worth? That's one of the key things that you got to know in life. And if you don't know the answer to that question, then you need to reevaluate. And you need to have a conversation with God. You have more value in the world than you think. You have more value when you walk into a room, when you talk to a certain person. You never know what that person was going through, and it was one thing that you said that they were like, wow, I really needed to hear that, and that was valuable in itself. It could be even you walking up and giving someone a hug. That was valuable. Someone really needed that. You walk into a room and you bring a light. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't have to be anything materialistic or being, super flashy, super, whatever the case is. It's just you being you. And that's what matters. So that's what I got for y'all in this video. Go ahead and like the video, share the video with someone that feels like they might need to hear it, because a lot of people in the world, they feel like their value have to come from things. And if they feel like their value has to come from, having the best of everything, then they might not ever feel valuable until someone shares with them that they are valuable regardless. So that being said, y'all, like the video, share this video like I said, subscribe to the channel, and until then, I will catch y'all later. Gone.